Welcome to Wicked Banter. Welcome to the first of our bonus content. Today we are going to be telling you how to win LVO with Dormammu. David, go.
Well, so I ended up getting Dormammu as a door prize at Big Beef. So I was
not
like,
door prize.
well, as a prize.
Yes.
As an I won stuff prize.
I'm not handing out Dormammus left and right.
Yeah, so I got Dormammu and I'm like, okay, what can I do with Dormammu? Is there a world where he's actually good? I mean, maybe. So I've been experimenting around with I've got, so the roster I currently have is, what is it?
So while you're looking at that, there was a Dormammu roster at WTC that did really well. I think he went undefeated, or maybe he went one loss. It was I don't know the list. I didn't pull up the list, but yeah, in a format like that, I think a Dormammu roster can really shine.
Is that because you're not because as a team tournament by definition the rosters aren't able to be maximized for the whole universe of Crisis Protocol options?
You can have a much more skewed Dormammu list and survive into your opponent because you're not just randomly dropping into opponents who might have really bad secures or extracts for you.
Yeah, or specific matchup issues.
Yeah.
Somebody like Bill kind of makes Ron feel bad.
Yeah. I would hate that. Here's your 6 damage coming in, buddy.
Yeah.
I feel like even webs would be annoying for Dormammu.
Yeah, they can, any of the characters that can. Well, and that was so the roster. Okay, so I've got Dormammu, I've got Commandos because Commandos are fantastic with Dormammu, right?
Yeah.
Just the ability to hop off a Dormammu, shoot twice, and then hop Dormammu up is on round 1 is just. Fantastic.
It's equivalent to what, a range 3 place?
Yeah, it's a range 3 place. He can get to the middle of the table.
You can get on. Yeah,
you can contest.
You can contest
the middle
from one senior hop.
Yeah, and you don't even have to even if your opponent doesn't give you something to shoot at, you can just move the Commandos and then hop in anyway, right?
Yeah,
and they can do whatever
with the extra power that Dormammu gives them.
Yeah, so it's just no brainer that they go together. That's a super easy thing. And then I've got Miles because turning on his place on round 1 is just good, and having access to drops of extracts is.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about Miles.
Yeah, Miles good. Miles good.
Busted.
Yeah, Miles good. Toad, which he's Toad, right? I put in Shadowcat because I like the extra dice, and I like the fact that Dormammu gives her the extra power, so she on round 1 she can place, she can move, place, punch mid, or she's
got her defensive tech,
or she can center steal with eyes.
Yep.
So she can just walk up, eyes, grab an objective, run back.
Yep.
Right?
With stealth.
Yeah. I've got Okoye because another 2's never bad.
Turning on bodyguard round 1.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Well, and being able to bodyguard is good.
There's no. How many bodyguards are in the game now? 2.
Actual bodyguards.
Colossus got nerfed. The bodyguard part.
Yeah. So
Cap
it's Cap and
Okoye?
Cap and Okoye and
Black
Bolt.
Oh
Bolt
shit!
has bodyguard.
Yeah,
Bolt has a bodyguard.
That son of a bitch.
He's got the
That
best
one
bodyguard.
cost bodyguard.
The one cost bodyguard is good. It's good.
But being a 2 threat, look at these other guys. They're 4 and 5.
Well, and it's not
two
like
threat.
she's defensively bad either, right? She's flat 3s with a reroll.
She gets
reroll.
Yeah.
And she has martial arts. So
with that's the thing with bodyguards is they can get cover a lot easier than taunters.
Yep.
So
we've discussed it before. Taunt's way easier to get out of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because your opponent has agency, right?
Yep.
Because they just have to be outside of 2 as opposed to you being within the 2.
But now you got an expendable Okoye.
Yeah.
Instead of a Steve Rogers who's your leader.
Yeah, it's
Steve can bodyguard round 1 too, and so can Bolt, but they're both leaders. You don't.
And they're expensive.
flipping them is fine. Like I don't mind flipping either of those leaders, but like having a 2-threat, they can just take one for the team.
Yes,
Take one for Big Daddy D.
It's good. And then I've got Spectacular in here because I like Spectacular's throw is just
Well, then he plays his turn 1 again.
he places, yeah. And the consistency of just being able to be like, okay, if I activate Spectacular and I attack twice, I'm gonna have enough to throw, no matter what I do.
Yeah.
So this seems like it's coming together as a scenario list so far.
Yes, it's kind of looking like that. And then I've got Heimdall because the place on Dormammu is really good. Rerolls on Dormammu are really good.
Yeah, you turn his rerolls on right away.
Yeah, and
You get a lot of value out of rerolling dice that count skulls.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a ton of value. Well, and the other thing I like, there's like cute synergies with the like, you can take Dormammu's push, his counter push, and push him into Heimdall, and Heimdall can strike him. I mean, there's like other things you can do.
How many
Right.
times have you done it, David?
Once.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, dude,
I thought you
I
were gonna say-
just help it with his
I
stick.
thought that was gonna be a good
It's
thing.
it's not something to just shake
it's,
off.
it's,
man.
it's pretty good. I like it. And then I've got Invincible Iron Man.
Okay.
Invincible Iron Man was like a last minute, like I'm just like, maybe I can do something with this. And then so today I played Travis and I used Fury, Invincible Iron Man, Commandos, and Dormammu.
So shield with Dormammu.
It was shield with Dormammu, yeah. But I took Stark Armory. And Stark Armory with Smash and his Spender.
You are a bad
Pretty
person.
good. Well, and I had Tony's rerolls too.
You're a bad person.
I had the Jar's rerolls. So like it was like I think I obliterated. There was one round where I dazed his Ultron. I KO'd Emma and I dazed Rhino.
They all just got one shot.
Yep, I just hit him. I did a spender on Emma and Ultron, and then I did a builder into Rhino and got Rhino.
Okay. So
Well, I mean, I guess it's technically just his basic 0 attack. It's not really a builder, but
Yeah, it's not a builder
Yeah,
or a
11
gainer.
dice.
yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, especially with the Jar's rolls. It was kind of dumb.
So we got Commandos, Heimdall, Okoye, Toad,
Miles.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Fury, Nick Fury,
Oh.
and Invincible. Is that the last one? Spectacular.
I think we said Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Shadowcat.
Shadowcat.
Thank you.
That's the one. That's the one I couldn't remember.
I really was like hesitant about the Fury thing, but then I played both games with Fury, and I really like because what'll happen is people will attack my grunts, and they'll take a damage, and then they'll take a damage. Dormammu gains power,
Yep.
and Fury gains power.
Yep.
So then it's all of a sudden Fury's like sitting on like 3 or 4 power, and you're like, I can double spender right now. Like this is gonna look really good right here.
Do you have Eye in the Sky in the list?
No, I don't. I had thought about that.
I think you put it in.
Just to have just the one time.
It's really good on Dormammu.
It is really good under Dormammu. It's pretty. I use reposition, which actually was pretty good too.
Yeah. I think it's like protect Dormammu in certain matches. Like Dormammu's gonna run rampant in certain matches, but in other matches you really want to protect him because he's really not. He has 22 health, but he's kind of squishy.
He is kind of squishy. I think you got to have like rerolls or defensive tech, like
he's
ways
what?
to add. He's 4/4/5.
4/4/5. That's what I thought.
4/4/5.
He's got no
With the
defensive
push,
tech.
he's got the push.
He's got the push. Yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
It's-
pretty good.
it's
I
pretty
messed
good.
up Travis's Rhino play because he
sure.
he tried to
attack Renabri.
no he tried to attack and then I had dropped an objective back with the grunts because he killed my agents and I dropped the objective back so I could pick it up. And then he tried to attack me and then place off Dormammu so he could pick up the cube, but I pushed him away from it so he couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, it's
And it just ended up having Rhino like out in limbo.
yeah.
So his counter push thing is really
It is really good.
It's
It's
really good.
really
It
good.
is- I'm not saying it's not.
It's kind of
just,
expensive.
it's
a little-
kind of
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
And like, if you know what it does, you can play with it too.
You
Some
can try to
characters
like,
can't.
yeah,
Some
you
can't.
can
No,
try
I
to
agree.
backstop. When it like,
Or like, well, a good example is like X-23. I know it pushes me outside of range 2 if I'm on base to base. So just like do a builder and then a spender.
Yeah,
Because then
yeah.
you'll be able to get your attacks that way.
get your attacks that way. Yeah. Well, and like it messes up a lot of the like.
Still don't crit though,
It's true.
Yeah.
so it's still defensive.
Yeah.
Even if you get another attack.
So what crisis did you take?
So I have Gamma and Demons because that's like obvious.
Duh.
Yep.
And I'm running Sword.
So
because
Gamma, if you end up at 15, you're at 8, and then a 3, and then a 4.
a 3 and a 4. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I have a bunch of different pairs of combinations of 3s and 4s
Yeah.
that I can do. I can do, you know, like Fury and Commandos. I can do Invincible and Commandos. I can do Invincible in one of my other 3s. It doesn't matter because I mean that's the beauty of Dormammu, right? Like it doesn't matter what your composition is.
Mhm.
You're just picking what you think is the best.
But you're locked into a 4-3.
Yeah, you're locked into
4-3.
4-3. I have double 2.
You could do 2.
So I could do a 3.
Oh, right. You
I
have
was
to play
just-
into.
I was
do.
just gonna ask,
Yeah,
is
But the problem is their output is like way on the lower end. So
Yeah, your 3 has to do some heavy lifting.
your 3 has to do some heavy lifting, and you gotta ensure Dormammu's doing heavy lifting, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the rerolls. I think is the thing that makes it so. I mean, Dormammu just like
Well,
he fucking obliterates people with rerolls.
yeah, the rerolls definitely help him hit breakpoints. Kind of like CGR, like with the Guardians reroll before the nerf. Like he just could hit good breakpoints. He could just break the math on it a little bit. And
Yeah.
Dormammu's like CGR on steroids.
Yeah.
Where he's counting their skulls. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely one-shotting people a decent amount of times with rerolls for sure.
Yeah, it's really good with the Heimdall and the Jarvis rerolls.
Yeah.
Those two were
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
super good together.
Because I mean, the difference between one-shotting and two-shotting somebody with Dormammu is very, very, very significant.
Yeah, it is. It
Like,
is.
for an 8 threat to
Yeah,
use
you
all
gotta
activations,
you
or
gotta
half
make
of it.
those count.
Yes.
And it I mean, Invincible definitely felt really good because
I could see that.
Invincible started out with 2 power and like his first he just moved up, shot Cat. I don't even think he damaged Cat.
Gain of power.
He just gained a power.
That's so nice on that.
And
Yeah.
then you got 3 rerolls ready for Dormammu.
well, and it was cube, so I picked up the cube. So come the next round, I had like 4 or 5 power on Tony, and you're just like, oh, I can do some stuff here now. And
Yeah.
like it's way better than I thought it was gonna be. Well, and it also smoothed my armory turn because I gained the 2, so I was like, oh, I can spread this armory out to range 3 because since it's in the power phase, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it ended up being pretty good because I ended up getting Commandos, Agents, Fury, and Dormammu in the armory bubble. And it was pretty ridiculous when I think he popped my grunts and then I got your back for 6 dice. And then it was like it was stupid. It's like got your back 6 dice, I got rerolls.
it really sounds like he's just playing Shield with Dormammu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much
Shield with extra steps.
Yeah.
it is Shield with extra steps. But those extra steps are real good. I mean, I don't think I
Shield
don't
walks in the room. She's like, "Who's that fucking guy?"
I don't think I had any bad activations with Dormammu, which was pretty good.
Is that because you got the extra rerolls?
The extra rerolls and the ability to move him around with like Heimdall and the Commandos and stuff, like it just felt good.
Did you? So what did you win Prio
I
both games?
won Prio in our game, didn't I?
Yeah.
And what did you choose? Your secures?
I chose my extract
His
because I
extracts.
wanted to play on a pay to flip just to see
Oh,
how I
okay.
thought about
So
it.
you were just stress testing it.
Yeah, I was just stressed.
What did you end up on?
Hammers
Oh, it was
and
meteors,
Yeah, it was
Okay.
hammers and
So I
meteors.
think Dormammu is really good on meteors.
he is really good on meteors.
What was your other game? Did you?
I
win or lose Prio?
lost Prio,
What did
and
Travis
Travis
pick?
took Secures.
And what did you end up on there?
We ended up on
Scoundrels?
No, it wasn't Scoundrels.
It was a D then.
It was Cubes.
You're running cubes?
No, he's running.
He picked his reds?
Yeah.
He picked his Reds.
Okay. What I want to know is
You
I guess
played
what,
him, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
what I'm getting at
Yeah,
is I
man.
want to know how
No, it was Demons.
Oh, it had to have been demons
It was
because you played a
demons.
higher threat.
It was Demons.
I want to know how big D does on a D.
That's what I was wondering too.
That's it. That is the other thing. I didn't play on any Ds, so I don't know.
I mean, you played on we played D's with hammers.
yeah,
that
but
doesn't
like
quite
that,
count as much.
yeah, because it's not secure, right? Like,
Like, I don't know.
it's and it's kind of one of those like, what do you do in that circumstance? Well, you're gonna be playing your extract, right? So like, it's gonna be either hammers or research or
So research is fine, right? But if
Yeah.
you end up in hammers, and what's your other one?
virus.
Okay, so
Oh.
virus is a few. Well, it's fewer points. If you end up with hammers on a D, you're introducing more damage to the game with the hammers, but you have 8 points out there.
Yeah.
On a D setup, like
It's hard.
that's
You got
rough.
it
That's rough.
because you can't. There's no scenario where Dormammu sits in the middle of the table and just turrets. I don't think it works.
Gamma.
Well, no, I'm talking about in
On
a
a
D.
D. On
Like,
a
I
D,
don't think
no.
you sit in the middle of the table and just turret without him scoring.
No.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is like people who are running Ds are most likely running Rhino,
Yeah.
and your strategy with D is to Dormammu is to like move over, pick up your base hammer, start
Yeah.
behind it, pick up your base, double medium move to the other one, pick it up.
Yeah.
Is that how it was? That's the play pattern?
Well,
it's
no, that's
either-
not what I did.
Okay,
What I did was I took Fury and just
grab the side.
grab both.
Oh,
of them.
you grab both. Yeah.
I grabbed
Yeah,
both.
it was stupid.
I mean, I don't hate that because you're not playing Shield and Fury's your leader, and you're trying to save power
Yeah,
for
yeah.
eyes, and you don't want to take damage on Fury. Like, it's kind of whatever.
It's whatever.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy, yeah.
He's
And I
just
can
a man.
I can get 2 hammers.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then have my third one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
basically-
hated it.
I mean,
Break
that might
parity.
be
Could see why.
better. That might be better. Like, Dormammu with 2 hammers is frightening, but
It is
like-
frightening.
I mean,
but-
him with one hammer was frightening.
Yeah,
as
for
it
sure.
is.
well, like setting him up with 2 hammers, those kind of shoot yourself in the foot a little bit if they're running Rhino.
Yeah, that's the problem. And against Travis, I knew he had robbery, so I was like, okay, Dormammu's not going to hold an extract because I'm not getting robbery.
You're on a mission objective though, right?
No, I'm not.
You're not.
I probably should,
Interesting.
Probably
I think you
should. but yeah, I mean, I just basically was like, okay, Dormammu's not going to hold one of these until he robberies, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Which is what I did, so it worked out. But
Yeah, getting
Well,
that big
I ended up-
size 5 flaming butt thrown into your face.
Yeah, I avoided that. Well, I also Travis didn't really. I think he should have. I don't know why he didn't bring Bill. Like, I thought he was going to bring Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill.
Well, and
Bill loves
he,
Dormammu.
He had Prio, so I thought he was going to bring Bill and Eyes the middle objective, and he didn't.
Mm.
And then when he didn't pull it, I was like, well, I was like, what do I do here? So I ended up just double moving my grunts and stealing his back one.
This was cubes.
Yeah, it was cubes.
Yeah.
Stealing his back one and have Fury steal the close one.
The
So-
mid.
Yeah, no, I stole the 2 on the side, and
Oh,
I
see. Okay.
I basically dared him to try to take that middle cube,
Yeah.
just so I could blow up
Right.
whoever went and got it.
Yeah.
Which he ended up, I think he ended up taking it with like Ultron or something.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate that
either.
But
He brought Age, right?
he did bring Age,
Yeah.
but it happened twice because it happened with you and Mike too, where they messed up and had Dormammu on 0 power on their injured side.
You mean Ultron?
or Ultron,
Oh,
zero
okay.
power. So like basically, if he got dazed, he could, or if he got KO'd, he couldn't Age of Ultron because
Didn't
he
have enough
wouldn't have
power.
8.
So they got
So,
split.
one, I didn't mess up. Dice fucked me.
No, I'm talking about Michael messed up and had a scenario where you could have, if you could have,
Gotcha.
if you could have KO'd Ultron, he couldn't have aged.
Yeah, I should have KO'd him,
So
but
Michael-
then I averaged 0.
Yeah,
on
there
10
was a
dice.
scenario. There was a spot where I was like, "Oh, Michael doesn't have enough
So
power."
Michael
to age.
activated Ultron, spent down to 0. On his
Yes.
flip side.
Yeah, he spent down to 0, and
Oh, yeah.
Travis
Can't
did
do
the
that.
same thing. And there was a spot where I was like, I'm like sitting there like, Ultron has 2 cubes and he has age. And I'm like, I don't really want to deal with that. And then I look and I'm like, oh, he doesn't have any power. I'll just pop him with Dormammu. And that's exactly what I did. I just like double tapped with Dormammu and no age.
Bye-bye.
So like, if you're playing Age of Ultron with the new Ultron, you need to make sure you have 2 power on you
Keep
at
2
all
power
times.
always.
If you have 0 damage on you.
Yeah, if you have 0 damage on
And if there's anybody running around like Deadpool or Rogue or something,
you, or anybody
you wanna
else
have,
that can
you wanna
like
have more.
reliably
Yep.
steal power from you.
Yeah.
How did Merc with the mouth feel when I played it against
That
you?
was kind of annoying.
Yeah, fair.
It took away some
Defensive.
Rogers discounted powers, which
Yeah.
was annoying.
I actually like Deadpool.
I like him a
think
lot.
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, he's solid.
Yeah, he's solid.
He does what he does.
That's impressive too from JP. When a model goes from don't bother to solid.
Well, and it like
The new, I never said don't bother the new pool.
No, but old pool. you did.
Old pools.
That's what I'm saying.
Old pools
he was
okay.
he was
Leg day, leg day changed the game.
leg day, and
His triggers got
his
harder,
triggers got-
but better.
yeah, his triggers got better.
Well, his power generation got fixed.
Yeah.
That too.
Thank you. That's the big one right there. That was my biggest
Mm-hmm.
gripe was like he didn't like his you wanted a pistol
Right.
Deadpool, but it was not good.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
fine, but you don't gain power.
Yeah,
So
it was,
between those 2 changes, it was huge.
it was
Like the
huge.
stabby stab, whatever. Like double wild, good luck.
So how many?
He does have a reroll, also, which is good.
So how many games with your Dormammu list did you play?
I played 2.
Okay.
I played 2.
So after those 2 games, what were your impressions and what kind of tweaks do you think you want to make?
I mean, Dormammu kills stuff. He kills stuff.
Because when you said when you're putting the roster together it was more of a scenario based,
Yeah.
and yet Dormammu was like,
Well, I mean, I think if you can get to a point where your other pieces are kind of controlling the scenario so that your opponent can't just run away with the game, and then Dormammu's killing stuff, that's the space
Okay.
you need to be in.
so the roster you want to put the roster together where Dormammu's kind of your hammer,
Yeah.
and then everybody else on your team
It
is trying to keep score parity,
Yeah.
not to let the game run away.
What happens if you dual fill with shield? And
I
you
thought about
make-
that.
You make a scenario shield list inside the list.
That could work.
Like you
That
bring,
could play D's.
Which I was just
yeah.
gonna say is be your
you
D
bring
answer.
New Widow.
Yeah, you bring like New Widow.
Like I've been thinking about this idea with New Widow, a shield team with New Widow and Fury, and just like having like extract denial. Like there's all these stealers, right? But if you get to place the thing,
yeah,
like okay, yeah, you just rolled up and blasted me with Venom Blast or whatever. I'm placing it behind me.
yeah.
You've used both of your actions. It's my turn. I'm gonna go pick my thing back up.
Well, and the other thing too with taking like say New Widow is that New Widow with Dormammu, her vertical assistance is online,
Right.
so she could just go, "I'm gonna vertical assistance you," and then go do whatever she was gonna do.
Well, she
Her-
can't pick
I
up an
just-
extract though.
Yeah,
That's what
I
she
mean,
wants to do, right?
yeah,
just
she wants to pick up.
double long and say
Pick-
ha ha.
and pick up an extract,
Yeah.
which is good. That's good. That's what you should do. Definitely what you should do.
Are there any other characters that you are thinking after you once you've
There's
had a
so many characters. Like I wanted to have Deadpool. I wanted to get cute with the Mysterio, with the Grand Illusion, because
Yeah, that's.
I mean it's awesome when you can do it.
that's such a Rube Goldberg. Though.
But it is super cute. But when it works, turning their crits into skulls and then counting them, it's really freaking good.
Yeah. So what pieces? I know you've only had a couple games. What pieces don't feel like they're really doing anything?
I haven't.
You've been putting Fury on the table every game.
Yeah, in the 2 games I put.
So you got Dormammu Fury already at 12 points.
Yeah, I did not try Spectacular out.
But he's Shield.
He's Shield.
So I feel like that shit. Like I feel like a Dormammu team, Dormammu list might need a scenario angle for when the going gets tough.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially if it's like a D.
Like
or...
the D.
I mean, I don't hate Scoundrel. I don't hate Dormammu on Scoundrels because he can usually just sit on that middle point and bully.
But like if it's Scoundrels Hammers, you
Yeah.
have 9 points.
You got a lot of points on the board. It's hard.
Even
Or
Scoundrel Virus.
Worst Nightmare. Again, like, oh no, wait, you don't have one of the other ones. Like I was thinking, like Cube Scoundrels. That's a worst.
Yeah,
Nightmare.
but like I'm not.
But you
playing
don't have
cubes
cubes, so.
or Scoundrels, so that scenario will never come up. I mean, I definitely like it because on a D, I haven't had much experience with Dormammu on a D.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know how that looks. Like it's like, okay, what do you do with Dormammu? Do you have him bully aside? You probably have him bully aside.
Probably.
I mean,
But
he
then-
he has to.
Yeah.
But then if you have him
I don't
bully
think you have a
aside, does
choice.
your opponent just pivot
They just
away?
rotate.
They just
right?
rotate away from him? Yeah.
That's what you would do.
Or at least you should do.
Definitely what you should do. Yeah. And I don't know any way to fix that. I mean, you could bring maybe like Heimdall or Commandos or something where you're placing Dormammu around, but
I mean, he's got a place. You could bring a place with your other people, but even like, I don't know.
Well, if you get ahead, if you can get to the point where you're ahead on points, they
like if
really
you could
can't
snap up
rotate
the
away.
extracts,
Yeah.
and I mean maybe.
Like if it was hammers, if you were able to like use Fury,
You'd have to
Junior-
have Cryo to
Right.
get both hammers.
Right. but I mean that might be the way to do it. It's just if you get ahead, then they really can't just walk away from you.
Yeah, they can't. They definitely. I think that. I mean, that is what you have to do. You could also design more of the faster pieces, like Cat and Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. A shield team. Well, and if I mean, the other thing too is like Eye, right? Because you were like,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
bring
if you have
Eye.
Eye in the sky, it's I guess Shield kind of the bad part about Shield is they have all the greed cards.
Yeah, they.
You want to bring at least 3 cards,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna at least bring Eye,
Rip, Eye, Battlefield,
Sit Rep Eye, and Battlefield.
right?
Yeah.
And then Shield Mobile's
Shield
kinda,
Mobile's almost
maybe-
The other thing
almost.
too is if you're gonna be
Shield
playing
Mobile's
on
fine.
these, you probably want Shield Mobile, right?
Probably.
If like if
Maybe.
the emphasis of the team is to be able to play on these.
maybe. Yeah, I mean it's a good card.
I was messing around with Dormammu and Emma, and then like if you had something wide out, you take Emma out for a scenario, and then if it was down the middle, you take.
I like that
Dormammu.
too.
Yeah.
Because like some of the staples in an ammo roster, like Bill, I think Bill is fantastic with Dormammu too, right? So like
Bill's
Well,
just fantastic.
Bill is fantastic, yeah.
I don't hate Rhino with Dormammu.
I don't hate
either.
Rhino with Dormammu.
But when you're running demons, if you have Dormammu and Bill, you can camp points without
Yeah.
suffering the downside. So
Well, that happened to Travis. Travis deployed his Rhino within range 1 of the back. The back.
Whoops.
no,
The back
someone did
demons.
that to me at Big Beef. Who was it? Oh, it was my I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember his name. It's my 3rd round opponent. I said, man, I wish I would have seen that when you were setting up. I would have told you not to do that.
Yeah, because people just don't think about it and don't realize you can.
Yeah, I wasn't even.
Yeah, because I put
was in my own
Dormammu
head.
there, but Dormammu
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Incinerate, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he got his Rhino incinerated like right at the start of the game, which was not
Oof.
good.
Not
Because
great.
it happens in the power phase, doesn't it?
It does happen in the power
Okay.
phase.
It's something they need to change.
They should have changed it to clean
Yeah,
phase.
yeah, it should.
Just like
it should get
literally
you in
all the other things that work in this game. Most every
Well,
like
you-
crisis wise.
you get really penalized for getting gazed because when
Yes.
when you come back, you're like, oh, now I'm incinerated again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because like it was the thing with cubes.
Yeah.
Cubes. Oh, previously you just died in the power phase.
And then
And
you
you didn't
lost
get to
your-
do anything with
You
it.
lost your activation.
Yeah. that's
Speaking
the
of
thing.
which, Dormammu still does that.
Yeah, Dormammu's leadership needs to change.
He does.
It needs to change.
Well, one of many things that needs
You
to
got
change
one health
on
left.
Dormammu.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you there.
Dormammu's killing you.
Yeah. It's not good.
So what you're saying is, do not play Bishop in Dormammu.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. That's real bad.
No, that is
That's
a problem.
super bad.
No.
Well, and I was noticing on cubes is pretty rough for Dormammu because
Oh, it's real bad.
It's real
his
bad.
worst extract.
yeah,
by
it's
far.
definitely not good
It
because
is
you're like
terrible. For
you're
him.
like I'm stacking more power and taking
It
damage.
is god awful.
Yeah, it's
you
bad.
do not want to end on cube.
Unlimited
And it's
Actually,
actually scoring ones too.
The other that's the thing I noticed with Fury was I could have the grunts holding on him and I didn't care, right? Because
Yeah,
it's like the grunts are taking damage. Who
but
gives
there's
a shit?
4 more.
Yeah, there's
That's the problem.
But like, if the grunts and like Fury are holding 2 of them, you're like, okay, well, at least I'm okay here.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if you end on that, maybe you pivot to your shield if you end on cubes or a
Yeah.
D.
Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
I do like the concept, and I do have a lot of shit balls in there, and I already have Tony and Fury.
You
I've already got 2 leaders.
You
and
got 4 shield. Like, honestly, just like grab one more web warrior and one more shield model, and you can play 3
Spider Woman,
rosters.
Nah.
Spider Woman, go!
I mean, you could play Spider Woman.
That's what I'm
Spider-Woman would be
saying,
pretty
yeah.
good.
I don't know if you play webs though,
Yeah.
Like,
No, probably not. But you know,
because you're
it's-
missing like Gwen.
Well,
Winnie
and
and
the other
Cats.
problem is, the other reason why I don't think you play webs is because if they end up on a D, you could end up on research, and then it's like,
Oh, that's rough.
do I play Dormammu here, or do I try to play webs and probably lose?
No, agree.
Do you
It's just
research?
like
Yeah.
it's all the models
No,
that you
I mean, you
already.
probably play Dormammu. You play Dormammu,
You play
but,
Dormammu.
but I think you're still a little bit like. I think that match could be weird, right?
You
I
still
don't,
got-
so.
I don't hate playing shield on
I think
research
you go.
either.
I think you go Fury Senior, move, hop Dormammu, move back to the back D.
Yeah, I mean
and
that's
then,
fine.
And
too.
then just have Dormammu sitting there.
yeah,
And
I
then
mean I
just
think that's what you do.
Start blasting, and then move the researcher back.
Well, and Dormammu himself is so punishing on fucking research because it's like if you attack him, he's gonna push you away.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it's like it's super punishing on research.
And you might. I don't know what you can do there. You get 11. You got 4 left. I don't know if you bring.
I did think about Agent Venom in my roster too. I do.
I guess you can bring Fury
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. Fear's good on it.
Just the grunts can contest researcher.
Yeah.
So
Healthy, always.
yeah.
So good.
I think. You don't worry about the D if you got researcher.
Probably not. But like, it would be a scenario where you would be like wanting to consider webs and then maybe not. Like, it's just one of those weird like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The other thing too is like I don't know if you want to play webs on a D with like virus either.
Oh God, no.
I mean, if they're bringing a D,
Yeah,
then they're probably playing scenario.
probably.
So it's not like the game's gonna come like it's not like it's gonna be a slow game and they're gonna grind you out because you're
Yeah.
probably playing scenario on scenario at that point. But your scenario might not be as optimized because you have slots for Dormammu list.
Yeah, I do like the shield thing.
Shield, yeah. I mean, you got a lot of shield already.
Yeah.
You could probably optimize it. I think you could probably. I mean, you don't need 2 2s.
Yeah, I could probably cut.
Cut one of them.
Yeah, the question would be, do I cut? I think I keep Tone.
I mean, he works better in the scenario.
Yeah,
But Okoye works better.
Yeah,
Keeping
Okoye
Dormammu
works
alive.
really well with.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the tough part. Like, do you
Yeah.
lean more on the shield or lean more on the Dormammu?
Yeah.
Well, you
I don't
probably
know.
don't need Toad as badly on the scenario part as you need Okoye to help keep Dormammu upright.
Mm,
the problem with the only thing I don't like about Okoye is on like now you've got 10
10
threat
threat
tied
sitting in the-
tied
Yes.
together,
Yes.
yeah.
and it's like that's fine, but like Well, and Okoye's offensive output is like whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well, it's just hard to bring any
If it's like
other.
Gamma or something, you're fine.
it's Gamma's fine.
Yeah.
Gamma's fine.
But you can't really bring any other, like a Heimdall or any other support piece or anything else like that. You got to have something else with output.
Yeah, I think you do have that's the problem. I think.
Do you have sacrifice in the list?
Yes.
So I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
you're completely
That's
without an answer for
That's-
some big attack.
Yeah. Yep.
Better hope you just don't get hit with Mind Wipe.
No.
Do you have to do damage with Mind Wipe to
Yeah.
activate
Yes.
them?
Yes.
So I mean, like, I guess it depends on how many dice they're rolling. But
5
like,
Mystic.
Yeah, he's already got
maybe
5
2
Mystics.
rerolls.
Like, I mean, if that attack is like less than 5, there's a possibility that you don't take damage, right?
Well, I mean, even if it's like 7 dice, if you're rolling 5 defense, I don't know.
Yeah, with
Shit-
the
shit
2
can happen.
rerolls. Yeah, with the 2 rerolls too.
Shit can happen.
I mean, if it escalates up, like if he's rolling 11 dice or whatever the fuck, because you one shot something,
Yeah.
then you're just
Well,
like,
it starts at 3.
it starts at 4.
Does it start at 4?
It starts at 4. Pretty sure it starts at 4.
Oh, it's 3.
I think Mind Wipe is 3. Xavier's Spender starts at 4. I think that's what you're thinking.
Pretty sure it
Maybe.
starts at 3. So even if you one shot something, say it has 6 health, it's at 9
9
dice.
dice.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. To do damage to activate him, yeah, it's not good.
And his immune to stagger doesn't get around that one.
No, it
Nope.
does not. It
That
is
is-
3 dice. It is 3 dice.
That is pretty sick, though, immune to stagger.
Yeah, it is. The immune to stagger is really good. Travis is like, is he immune to stagger? Because he had cat. And I was like, yep.
You
Totally
mean
is.
Black Stagger?
Yeah, totally is.
Between that and the push, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think Dormammu was good. He just,
He
Trying to-
needs help.
trying to do anything with him, with Hulk, against him with Hulk is tough.
yeah,
Like, you can spender him and throw him into somebody,
maybe.
but he doesn't get the stagger,
Yeah,
and you only get 1 attack with Hulk. Because
Yeah.
he's going to be blasting him away.
yeah, he's gonna push him away and hexing him too.
And Hexed, yeah. That
Yeah.
doesn't feel good on Hulk.
No, it doesn't. Definitely does not.
Hulk just kind of came into the conversation again. Sorry, guys.
This
Yeah.
is shock. Shock,
Well,
shock.
it turns off like Hulk's fantastic throw. Right?
Not
You
only
can't
did
come
Hulk
down,
make
so-
back into the conversation, Shield made it back into the conversation the whole time too.
We're
It's
we
just
we are
circular,
about
man.
we are
It
about
is.
5 minutes away from convocation, and then we're all good to go.
Yeah. I was like, maybe I start bringing some wizards in. I don't know. It doesn't work.
So, what are your tactics cards?
So I'm running. I'm running
Not mission objective, we know.
not mission
Not
objective.
mission objective.
You got sacrifice.
I do have sacrifice. I have sacrifice and patch up. Eyes, fallback, smash.
Eyes on the prize, not eye in the sky. Yet.
Yes. Smash, kick 'em, recal, reposition,
Kick him.
dark restoration, and stark armory.
Okay, so kick 'em and Dark Restoration stick out to me as cards that could be cut for shield cards.
Yes, I could cut them for shit cards. I could also cut reposition.
Reposition is definitely one that stuck out to me too, but I know you got a little chub on that one. So
Yeah, it was pretty good. I did like doing that, but I don't think I need it if I'm gonna play on the shield side. So
yeah, no, that's definitely fair. So you cut those 3, you put in 3 shield cards, and then I think you're set, right? Because you can lean into sacrifice. You don't have brace, I guess. That's nice to have, but
I mean,
you could cut patch up.
I could cut patch.
I mean, it's kind of whatever. Like patch up, brace, they're both good. Like
I like the extra power with Dormammu having the ability to.
yeah, and it lets
heal.
somebody dump their power if they need to.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's out of activation too.
Yeah,
There's, it's definitely.
it's good. It's good. And I mean, it's fine in shield too. I think
Yeah, I think it.
you got 2
probably
healing
is.
cards. Although
Yeah, and
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
I'm not very big on brace in general, just because I like to have proactive cards as opposed to.
I would argue that brace is more proactive in a way because it allows you to prevent a daze or a KO on a model that has no agency yet.
Yeah.
So like patch up, like okay, you just daze or KO'd my guy, and now I can't patch him up. As opposed to like you just threw a size 4 trying to kill him, and now I brace, and now I can activate my guy and do stuff with him. So I mean, I don't know. Patchup's fine. I guess it depends. You're only two games in, so
Yeah,
it's gonna take a little tweaking.
I think I keep it for now. Patchup's probably fine.
I think brace is kind of the de facto number one restricted pick. It's just so good, and it's so cheap.
It's the efficiency on it.
Well,
really...
it's sick. It's disgusting.
Oh, well, I think power to take no damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and multiple characters can spend too. Yeah. So if you're getting characters thrown into each other, it's good.
And people it surprises me maybe people in general just don't think of it, but it's based off of a collision. So pounces you can use it against.
Yeah.
You can use it against Mystique's blow up.
Yep.
That counts as a collision.
Yeah.
Sovereign Strike. You can use it against that. It's people.
I used it against Green Goblin's thing at the
Trick or
Big
Treat.
Beef.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it a collision?
Because all those things say that it's a collision, and brace is just for collisions.
Damage, yeah.
Yep. It does not work against Juggernaut's bump though.
It does not.
No, that is not a collision.
So is this a list that you think you're going to be?
I like it. I'm actually messing around with it. Maybe I'll take it to the next whatever release event happens. Maybe I'll work on it and see where it goes. I mean, we're getting ready for the team thing too. But
We are.
I mean, I'm gonna play webs for that, so whatever.
I think Dormammu gets really sad when you shock him.
Yeah.
Yes, he gets sad when you shock him, and if you can find ways to control him.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task.
It's so hard.
It's so hard to do it, but if you can do it, he feels real bad.
I guess bows.
He feels real bad getting scalped.
Scalpeled. He doesn't like getting rooted either.
Oh yeah, he doesn't.
That
like
really
rooted.
hurts him too.
Is Indomitable worth thinking about taking for him?
I don't hate it. It stops his push.
I don't.
I mean, it's
hate it.
Well, there's
The
just so
problem
few
is
things that
that
can do it.
there's so few things that can move him already that you're just I feel like you're doubling down on it.
Yeah, Brace
Oh.
kind of pulls double duty.
Yeah.
Playing Indomitable with Dormammu.
That's what I mean.
Not against Dormammu. I like it against Dormammu.
Oh yeah,
right,
it's
yeah,
good.
against Dormammu,
It's
it's real
fine
good.
against Dormammu, to prevent that push.
Yeah.
Travis wasn't really using Ultron's bow
Oh,
in our game.
Travis.
I really thought he was gonna bow my Dormammu. I was so afraid that Emma was gonna walk Dormammu away, and he was gonna bow Dormammu, and he never did.
Oh.
And I'm just okay, I guess you're just gonna let me kill your Emma. Cool.
Yeah.
I freaking waxed her too, but he ended up
Anytime you can make Dormammu spend power to teleport,
yeah,
it's good.
yeah, that's good.
It's good. Just fewer spenders.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Because this spender's 8 dice,
It's 8 dice.
Right.
Yeah.
and it's range 3.
3.
Yeah.
And it costs 5.
Costs 5.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
But
It's good.
it's good.
It hits hard.
You gotta have rerolls, I think, though, if you're really trying to
Or smash.
or smash.
Smash turns it into
Yeah.
Cosmic Penance Stare.
Yeah, Smash turns into
Without Dust to Dusk. But
if
you're
you're-
counting skulls in the defensive roll, so.
It's
And you
it's
can
like
shoot it again.
if
So,
somebody
well-
messes up and gets all of their characters within 2 of each other, then
You can shoot a Shadow Bolt. But you can't smash Spender.
Yeah.
I guess you could if you brought no matter the cost, but nobody's going to do that with Dormammu. I don't think.
No. It's not worth it to take the damage.
No.
Not
And you
even-
can't bounce. You can't infinitely bounce between targets anyway.
Yeah.
No. But hey, being able to do
Well,
it twice
and-
is pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it ended up being the thing that I dazed Ultron and KO'd Emma,
Yeah.
and I got Rhino with a regular attack, so I think it ended up working out. And that was probably how it's going to be.
Yeah, I just don't see there being a lot left standing around him at range 3 after he bounces the spender into 2 targets.
Oh God, no.
No, he just
You're probably just letting the Shadow Bolt rip.
Yeah.
At someone at range 4.
yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. Well, plus you're probably, unless you planned it really well and just the stars aligned, you're probably teleporting to a size 4.
Oh yeah, you're placing 2 a size 4 because the range 1 requirement
Yeah, the range 1, and then you have to get within 3 of the targets. So
Yeah, it's like
Well, you could, if you're bouncing off of commandos, you can do that too, though.
yeah, you can hop. You can use the commandos to hop in
You
within
could.
Yep.
one of the
If you're
That's
ranges.
planning.
the first thing I was thinking when you with that hop is you could place them within a smash range.
you would want to do it like a turn in advance, though,
Yeah.
just so you could start the round off
Right.
with Dormammu.
The other thing with that though too is if you're using the commandos to place them, your opponent has agency and can like try to destroy the piece before you can
Yes.
Yeah.
smash it.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's usually not a lot of size 4s on the board.
Yeah.
You might have to settle for a size 3, like a good amount of time, which is still fine.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's not the worst thing. Definitely not.
Oh no, only 11 dice for your spender. How are you gonna fare?
I mean, it's no cosmic penance stare, but
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Cosmic Penance stairs is what it used to be.
it still is.
I mean,
Just
it's
cost
still-
is just pricey.
Yeah.
It,
It still kills.
it does.
Still
It's not
kills.
what it used to be.
8 power.
It's 8 power now.
Oof.
Yeah.
So Nick Fury is going to recruit Dormammu into Shield. Is basically what you're saying.
I'm saying
He's
Or-
not a very covert agent.
Or maybe-
it's more
Probably
like
gotta be.
Dormammu's just making Shadow whatever he wants.
Yeah, I was about to say,
call him.
It's probably the other way around. I mean,
Just
Shield
come to the dark dimension. You won't
Shield
want
got
to.
corrupted by Hydra, and I mean, I suppose it's the next step is to
The
be
next
all the
evolution
way
is-
corrupted.
Like,
Dormammu,
Fuck it.
this is the initiative.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain with the initiative.
Dormammu, I've come to Shield Mobile.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to let you get a few more games under your belt and kind of get a report back and see.
I mean, I like it. I mean, Shadowcat was good. Like having extra power on, like it felt really good
Yeah.
on Invincible.
well, it's nice for one of my favorite models in the game. It is nice to see that there's at least some kind of light at the end of the tunnel that it can actually be a competitive character.
I think he can. I just think he's got.
He needs help
The,
from other
the
models, for
situation
sure.
with the D's. Well, and I also think you need to maximize just what Dormammu's doing. Like if you're just bringing just random shit, it probably isn't going to work out very well.
Well, no, agreed. Yeah, you got to think about it, and it's just like you would think with an 8-threat model, you could just put him on the table and they'll
Yeah,
do things.
he doesn't. It doesn't
And
quite.
I'm glad that's not the case with him. You have to think about it. You have to get other models to make him efficient enough.
Well,
I
and
just
you
think
also
that's-
want to, like, when you're building a Dormammu Russ, I think you want to look at characters that can snowball power, right?
Yeah.
Like they can do stuff on round 1, so that they're snowballing power into the neck, and you know, like keeping the. You're basically just starting the power train sooner.
Yeah.
So like models with places and that kind of thing, stuff that 2-cost superpowers that are really good. And that's Miles and Spectacular and Agent Venom, Hawkeye. I mean, there's a bajillion of characters.
I like Zemo too.
Zemo was on my small list too. Zemo's
was Dynamo on your list? too?
Dynamo was also. I really like the idea of re-rolling somebody's.
In the skulls.
in the skulls.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or wait, no.
No, I
No,
guess
no,
it
that
doesn't work.
work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. But
We don't have to time machine that one, Patrick.
no, we don't.
Figured
We
it
don't.
out.
We don't.
I'm disappointed.
But I Dynamo's just good, and he's got the place that's automatically on.
Yeah, I like the Zemo reroll though.
I like the
On
Zemo
Dormammu.
No,
reroll.
agreed. Dynamo
I
is
like the
definitely
Zemo.
something
I
I
like
thought
the
about
auto,
right away.
the charge on.
Yeah.
Sam.
Round
Sam,
one. Round
Sam
one
was
charge.
also in that bubble too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I like Sam a lot too.
Yeah.
There's just so many good efficient. I think you got to really look at your threes and be like, okay, what are the good efficient threes that I can take that can do some good lifting.
So is that really the important thing with a roster, with a Dormammu roster, is just making sure that you're picking the characters that are going to make the most efficient use of the extra power they're getting?
Yes, and they need to be able to dump it, because if they can't dump it, they're going to start taking damage, and that's not good. You want to avoid that.
Yeah, I think you need to bake a plan into it too, though.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do.
Like,
But not Rube Goldberg plans.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
You don't want to. You don't want to get like 4 tactics cards deep trying to there. So on Across the Bifrost, Pat had mentioned using Wong and R&D
In Dormammu?
to pass a power to Nightcrawler, so Nightcrawler can mass transit.
Oh,
Dormammu.
okay. I'm like waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah, so you
Like,
mass transit Dormammu and whoever else you want to go with it.
Is that good?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Like,
because you're setting up Dormammu to
but doesn't Senior do that already?
Senior does it already. So you're
For
basically
3 less threat?
and no tactics card,
Right.
and you're not staggering Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I don't know if I like it either.
That's already 14. That's 14 threat. Like, who else are you bussing up?
Exactly.
I think that was
well, and I don't particularly like Wong with
Dormammu. No, I don't either.
because I don't like he.
That's why I was like very tentative at the beginning. Like,
Yeah. Well,
okay,
Don't get me wrong. It's neat.
I think you could. I mean, you could jam something at somebody. Like you could drop Dormammu and whoever else. Maybe
Hulk at 20.
maybe
Sorry,
like,
guys.
Oh,
I had
Hulk
Hulk again.
or some super efficient scary 4. You know what I mean? Like
I think that was more an idea of how do we make mass transit work than anything else.
I think it is. Well, and I like the fact that Wong can remove the stagger from Nightcrawler,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, healing Dormammu for 2 is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, keeping that dude alive.
I just don't.
Because if he goes down,
Yeah.
Not only do you lose all of your offensive capability, basically, but you lose your leader.
Yeah, it's not good.
you lose your giant fiery turret.
Well, and you also, I mean, the whole roster is built around having the extra power, and all of a sudden that goes away too.
Yeah, it goes away. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like I'll be interested to see, except I'll probably end up against it in the next tournament I play. So I won't be
Yeah, we
interested
do
at
have a
all.
habit of playing each other. That happens.
All right, webheads, we will keep you up to date. Other than that, thanks for joining us for Wicked Banter.